Hey everybody, it's the one and only Ceci and welcome back to another unboxing video. I just did my first ever unboxing video the other day of the Sonic Adventure First 4 figure statue, and I guess people liked it enough that they wanted to see me review something else. And you know what? I didn't have anything else to unbox, but hey, I need the practice anyway, so I ran to the store and I bought these two figures for my local Walmart. I have picked out that are currently relevant to the channel, and I'm sure you've noticed I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually doing a voiceover over my actual video this time, so there's a little bit better quality video. But sorry for the fuzziness, but right here I have the Mattel Steve Minecraft figure. I'm pretty sure this is a 3-inch figure, and it's part of their like mainline series they have right now. And you can see the other figures on the back of the box: Pink Sheep, Steve, Wolf, Creeper, Enderman, and Zombie. They all come with a bunch of really cool accessories, but I figured, hey, let's start with the main player character first. As you can see, our Steve comes with an iron pickaxe and some sort of netherite or iron enchanted sword. I'm guessing it's an enchanted iron sword. And yeah, this is just a quick look at the box, show you what's going on here. And yeah, besides that, there's not too much to say about this figure, so let's move on over here to the Sonic figure. This is the Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog 4-inch figure. It's a part of their mainline series of action figures, and these have articulation and all that kind of cool stuff. And all these figures in their mainline come with some sort of accessory. Typically, in this case, our Sonic comes with some sort of like a bumper or a spring, and of course the Sonic figure himself. And yeah, I'm actually really excited to take a look at this one, mainly because I'm such a big Sonic fan. So yeah, those are the two figures that I decided to pick up. And I don't typically open stuff up on YouTube, so there's a first time for everything. But I think we're just going to go ahead and start with the Steve figure, just because, well, I want to save the best for last, or what I hope would be the best for last. You'll find out that's not exactly true. But let's move Sonic out of the way here and take a look at the Steve figure. Opening this figure up was actually super easy. Peeled right off the back, and there's actually a little thumb groove at the bottom. As you can see, I'm using there. So when you have all this cardboard peeled on the back, all you gotta do is peel it off very easily, and everything's just right there. Nothing's tied down, nothing's stuck in. It's actually pretty darn easy to get access to the figure, and the accessories aren't jammed in there like some other annoying figures. Alright, and here we have Steve outside of the packaging, and yeah, right off the bat you can see he's not loose, no limbs are flopping around or anything like that. A lot of the time when you get figures, they just kind of, their arms are messed up or they're loose or anything like that. But right off the bat you can see there's kind of like a glossy finish and a I guess mixed in with a sort of a matte finish on the hair, which shows all these little pixelated details, which is super cool, and had such an interesting, neat feeling in my hand, and I really liked it. It was pretty accurate to the game rather than just painting it up, but the hair is actually molded. It's not just painted on there, and as you can see, you can pull the head up and actually get some movement out of it and bend the head upwards and back, kind of like how the player would look up and down in the game. But if you just kind of want that like regular Minecraft look where the player's head turns side to side, you just push his head straight down, and yeah, you're back to this regular left to right motion. And then the arms, they just kind of swivel back and forth, but I mean, what more could you expect? You can also, I learned after the fact, pull them out a little bit. They have like a little bit of a flex to them, but I don't think it's really intentional. And then the legs were actually pretty stiff when I pulled them out of the package, but the more I worked with them, the easier it was. And right here on the bottom, you can see there's kind of some peg holes, probably for some sort of like a play set or something like that. I actually don't know if Mattel's released any at this time, but I guess it would be cool to have some little Minecraft worlds to display these guys in. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the first accessory here, which is the iron pickaxe. And nothing really crazy here, but it actually looks really cool. There's like a raised 3D effect on the pixels there, and you can see, once again, that glossy and matte finish. And there's really no paint mishaps. Everything's really solid. It looks one-to-one with the game, and I really like this accessory. And now here's the what we'll call the enchanted iron sword. It's got a see-through look to it. It's also got that raised look, kind of the 3D effect with that same matte and shiny finish, but this one actually kind of looks glittery, which is cool. And then I think I go ahead and show off that there's a little bit of a flex, as you can see, when I'm holding the figure. You'll mostly notice it when I put it in his hand. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the accessories have some flex so that they don't just break in the hand, which is pretty cool actually. And they don't feel flimsy, they just feel just sturdy enough to where they'll hold up. But you can see there's little etched grooves into his hand where, yeah, the weapon will slot right in. It's actually really cool. Once that thing's in there, it is in there. It's not going anywhere, and it's super easy to display. And you'll see when I'm ready to remove it, it comes right out. No problem. Now let's go ahead and throw the iron pickaxe in there, and you'll see the same effect. Line those pixels up, and boom, it's in there. Not going anywhere. You can recreate that mining motion, no problem. It's really cute, it's really cool, and I liked it a lot. I gotta say, I really like this Steve figure. Alright, next up we have the Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks figure. Just taking a look around the box here. Not really too much to note. Looks pretty cool. I have a bunch of these figures that I keep in the box, but I've never got to open one myself. So I'm actually really excited to take a look at this. So let's go ahead and just peel the card back off and see. And yeah, that actually came off really clean, which I liked. And yeah, I actually had issue getting Sonic out of this plastic piece right here, and I'm pretty sure I cut out the headache. His quills were just really stuck in there, and yeah, not too fun to try to jiggle him out. I was really afraid I was going to break the figure because Sonic has such a skinny body. But yeah, no issues really there. But I go ahead and pull the spring out first. This thing, really not a whole lot to talk about, so when I go and look at it, yeah, you're pretty much seeing what it does right here and right now, but I guess I won't spoil the surprise. And here is Sonic out of the packaging, and right off the bat, he looks pretty cool. The only thing that was really off-putting right from the start was his kneecaps. They looked kind of funny, but one thing I noticed immediately was you can see there's sort of like a molded plastic issue right there on the end of his quill. Definitely a QC issue. And I don't know if it affects just mine or if more people have figures like that. It's unfortunate to see, but it doesn't really affect the figure. It's just the appearance. And there's a little bit of that black scuff right there on the glove you may or may not have noticed. Got some rotation at the wrists there that is pretty cool. But if we look at his shoes, also pretty clean paint job going on down here. No real like paint leaking on other parts of the figure, which is good. I've kind of noticed some of that on some of the figures that I have in the packaging, so it's good to see that he looks pretty clean here, especially in hand. There's that funny looking kneecap. It just doesn't look quite right. It's not really Sonic, but I'm pretty sure it holds up a lot better than some of the old Jazzware figures that I had when I was a kid. But Sonic's got pre-posed elbows and no elbow joints, so as you can see, his running pose doesn't really look that great. It looks indicative of Sonic Adventure, but it really just doesn't look like Sonic. So hopefully in the future we can get either some elbow joints, or they'll just give Sonic 2 fist hands, and that will solve the problem maybe. Here's the spring slash bumper. As you can see, not too much, just a little bit of a peg on the bottom with a peg hole in it. I'm assuming to attach to like the Green Hill Zone playset. But all you do is you click it in, and it just has a little bit of spring action. Obviously, it's not going to go launch a figure or anything. It's pretty much just for looks and for world building. If you have some of the Jakks Sonic the Hedgehog playsets, there's quite a few. There's like a Green Hill Zone, Studiopolis, and Death Egg, all really cool. But yeah, Sonic's got one like posed hand for his left hand, and his right hand is a closed hand. And I'll be honest, I'm not really a big fan of having it like this, because Sonic's not even has like the open hand for, you know, an accessory, but he can't hold his accessory, which doesn't make sense. But this all stems from the figure. And here I have the Sonic with the skateboard that I also bought the same day. You can see they probably should have just gave him the two closed hands, so that the spring Sonic can actually run, whereas the other Sonic can hold his skateboard. I don't know really how I feel about that, but anyways, you can see the shade of his stomach and his mouth is actually pretty different from his arms. The lighting doesn't really show it, but his arms are molded in a very pale plastic, whereas the stomach and mouth are actually painted, I believe. So at least the stomach is, and it's a darker color, and they don't match, but I'm sure a kid's not going to care. But if you're a collector, you're probably going to notice these details. And then yeah, Sonic's pretty hefty. He's got a solid plastic head, and there he is compared to my hand. But yeah, his head's really heavy, and he doesn't stand on his own, but he does have those peg holes you can see in the bottom of his shoes, so that he can actually attach to some of these play sets and actually be posed properly. And yeah, it sucks that Jakks didn't actually include any sort of like a stand or anything like that, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's like an $8 figure. Alright, here's Steve and Sonic side by side, and to be completely honest, I like Steve way more than Sonic. Sonic's kind of clunky looking, but he's not a bad figure by any means. He's really cool, he'll do the job for a kid, but as far as a collector goes, I gotta say, you might wanna keep an eye out on what figure you're getting. At least get a figure that has a cool accessory. Some come with like Chaos Emeralds, some come with other things, so get something cool for Sonic. There he is, not standing also, but the Steve figure actually holds his pose really well, and he just, all around, I was thoroughly impressed. I thought Sonic was going to knock him out of the park, but it is what it is. So hey, there's the two figures outside of the packaging in my mini review. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. Let me know what else you want to see me review on the channel, and thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing to help the channel out. I'll see you guys in the next one.